What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon, NFL DFS video. It is week 5. We're breaking down the main slate. If you've never been here before, buckle up. Hopefully you're in for a treat. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through our matchup tool. We're going to go through SaberSim. I'm going to show you kind of some of our rankings for this week and then some of the settings. And then hopefully it helps you bring home the bacon and build some lineups. If you need a little bit more help, we do have FTA Plus. So with FTA Plus, we've got all these sports that are in season. NBA will be back in a couple of weeks, which is wild. But $10 a week gets you everything. MLB, NASCAR, NBA, NFL, PGA, MMA. We're very excited about it. In these videos, we try to break down as much as we can. So we try to have 2 giveaways too. Here's how you can win. You got to like this video, you got to subscribe to this channel, and you got to leave a comment in the comment section. You do all 3 of those in this video right here, gets a minimum of 50 likes. You will have a shot at a free week of FTA Plus. 100 likes on the video, a free month. 150 likes, a free year. 200 or more likes on the video, a chance at a lifetime pass. Second way to win, somewhere in this video, there'll be a keyword or key phrase. Be on the lookout for it, type it in, and have your second shot. So we are going to see who the winner of last week's keyword is because we did not get 50 likes. So the keyword was whiskey. So whoever puts the word whiskey or a type of whiskey, there you go. Iris, live salted caramel crown. I've never had that. But congratulations, you know the drill. Please email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com, and say you are the NFL Week 4 video keyword winner, and then let me know your username on the website. Now, our website is FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. You guys know the drill. So that being said, we've got those out of the way. We've got our picks here in this article you can find in the description below, and we have our favorite plays, our rankings in every position down below. We also have our DraftKings League. It's right here or in the description of the video. It's $5 to enter every single week. Top 3 places pay every single week. At the end of the year, top 3 overall accumulated points. First place will win a lifetime pass to FTA Plus. Second place, a yearly pass. And third place, a monthly pass. So let's look at our matchup tool. So here's how you read it. These are the defenses. And depending if you play DraftKings or FanDuel, I have sorted it by DraftKings fantasy points. But as you can see, the top 5 here, if you look at this, the Cowboys give up the most amount of fantasy points to quarterbacks. So we're looking at Justin Fields as one of our top plays this week. While he doesn't connect in real life in fantasy land, he gets a ton of points usually for us. Miami's second worst, 26.7. Panthers, so you're looking at Bryce Young. Third is the Ravens. You're looking at CJ Stroud. He has looked off. So I'm okay with it because he does have a good matchup. Again, these are through 4 weeks. Obviously, you'd like to see about 5 weeks or so. But you can compare how they are against the quarterback and then how they are in the red zone overall. So you can see Miami 31, also 31 in the red zone. But Baltimore, when they're in the red zone, maybe CJ Stroud gets to the red zone, they are dead last in the red zone. Then we've got the Bears defense, which is on bye. We've got the Saints, which the Saints right now, 27th out of 32. They're facing Jackson Dart and the Giants. You got the Bengals' terrible defense going up against the mighty Jared Goff and the Lions, so on and so forth. And you can check this out. This matchup tool, NFL matchup tool right there. Make sure you check it out. So looking at running backs, Ravens give up the most amount of fantasy points through 4 weeks. So you're looking at Texans, and then you got to figure out which Texans running back makes sense. So you come through here, you go running back. Is it Marks? Is it Chubb? I mean, Woody Marks obviously had a great week last week. Will he follow that up? We will see. He had 50 yards in the air and a touchdown. He also had a touchdown on the ground. I think people are going to chase that, but then you've got Nick Chubb that you could look at. You could look at that and figure out a way around it. You got the Bengals defense giving up the Lions, so you've got Jahmyr Gibbs, you got David Montgomery there. You got Tennessee here in the afternoon slate. You got the Cardinals. DeMarco's probably it. Michael Carter's also in there as well. Then you got the Giants defense. You're looking at Saints. You're looking, so everyone's going to be on. Everyone's going to be on Kamara. But Kendre Miller last week, 12.5. He got a touchdown, 65 yards, 1 touchdown. And then you saw Kamara last week. He had 70 yards, no touchdown, but he was involved in the passing game. So you got to check that out. But Alvin Kamara at 5,900 is so cheap to me that's wild. Okay. So we've got that. Then we've got some of our plays here where we can go through and we'll look at wide receivers. So come here. If you play FanDuel, DraftKings, make sure you filter it by it. But Cowboys defense against the wide receiver, dead last. So Garrett Wilson is an interesting pick to me. Obviously, you want to put him up with Justin Fields. You do have Josh Reynolds, really hasn't done anything. You got Lazard, he really hasn't done anything. But these are in a great matchup here, especially if Garrett Wilson is double teamed. I could see one of these guys popping off because let's say Garrett Wilson is double teamed, but he does have a great matchup as well. Then you got the Saints wide receivers against the Giants. I think Chris Olave is in a fantastic spot here. Shaheed I'm okay with, but Olave is there. Brandon Cooks is always a cheaper option. You could definitely take a little bit of look at that as well. You've got the Raiders. They're third. They give up an average of 41.9 fantasy points to the wide receiver spot, but they are ninth against the wide receiver in the red zone. So as long as they're 21 yards or more, it's a better matchup for them. So we look at the Colts. So the Colts here, wide receivers, Pittman makes sense with Pierce being out. Josh Downs is okay. Adonai Mitchell, he's only 3,600, so he is very interesting, especially if you pair him with Daniel Jones in this matchup. Then we look at Colts. So we're looking at the Raiders. So in that same game, a bring back game. So you got Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker. That's probably the two that I would look at. There's always a chance for any of these others to get in the game and make an impact, but Myers and Tucker are the ones you probably want to focus on DFS-wise. Then the Ravens defense. They give up 39.3. They're ranked 28th out of 32 against the Texans. So who are we looking at there? Well, we're looking at, it's this afternoon. Oh, it's right here. You're looking at Nico Collins, probably number one. Christian Kirk is there, but he hasn't done much. You got Jaden Higgins. He's kind of been up and down. He's getting targets, but he's looking in a direction. So that being said, we can move to the tight end position. So we look at Seahawks. They give up the Bucks here. So looking at that, now I think this is right here. You're looking at tight end. You're looking at Cade Otton, who really has not done anything this year, is in a great matchup here. So he could look at it. Is Durham going to be in here? He is active, but he's not getting anything. I could see those two. Obviously, Cade Otton is the starter, but that's definitely something to look at. Dolphins defense, so the Panthers. So we're looking at what? Tommy Trimble. Yeah, with Sanders out, Trimble is in there. You've got Mitchell Evans, which I wouldn't use. So Tommy Trimble's in a pretty good matchup at 2,900. Pitt is off, so then we have Washington. So we're looking at the Chargers tight end. So we're looking at Disley being questionable. See if there's any news. Foley worked. I mean, he'll probably play. Not 100%, but he's 2,900. You got Gadsden in there. Obviously, would like him a little bit more, but 2,700 makes sense. He's got 7 receptions on the year. So I do like that. And then you got the Bengals, you got the Lions. Sam Laporta makes a ton of sense for me in this one. So that's kind of how you use the matchup tool, whether or not you're playing on DraftKings or FanDuel. Definitely make sure. But what I wanted to do is show you kind of the settings and how to build some lineups here. So I do max exposure of 30% overall. So all the players at 30%. Then I go down to quarterbacks. I drop it down to 15% because you want the algorithm to work for you. And this is if you're using SaberSim or a different optimizer. All of that makes a ton of sense. So I've done the quarterbacks. I've gone through here and I've ranked them a little bit. So Fields, Hurts, Herbert, Daniels, and Kyler Murray I've given a boost to. Probably give a boost to Daniel Jones there. I think Jared Goff, I'm going to put it 20.55. Dak, they have an explosive offense. I just don't know what we're going to see from him. Like, it's been so weird what he's done. So I'm going to add a little bit more. And if you go to our Discord down below, it's a free Discord. I put some of our favorite core plays in the NFL Core Plays channel. Go check that out. In the description of this video, like I said, we have the DraftKings link. But if you want to get FTA Plus free, all you got to do is we have DraftKings Sportsbook, FanDuel Sportsbook, and we have Fanatics Sportsbook links. If you sign up as a new customer, deposit a minimum of $20, and you email me dfshelp1@gmail.com, that you show proof that you signed up using our link, we are going to give you a free month of FTA Plus for every site you sign up for there. I'm very excited about that. So let's move to running back. Jahmyr Gibbs, I absolutely love Jahmyr Gibbs. I love Jonathan Taylor, Achan, Breece Hall's in a great spot. You got Saquon there. Omarion Hampton is in there. Wide receivers, Amon-Ra, I've got there. Jackson Smith and Jigba has a fantastic matchup here. There's a ton of secondary Tampa Bay defenders that are out. I feel like both of these guys score touchdowns this week. Jamar Chase is in there. Garrett Wilson is in there. I bumped up George Pickens, Nico Collins. I like Jacoby Myers. I'm going to bump up Emeka in there as well. So I'm going to give it a little boost. Go to tight end. Trey McBride, Tyler Warren. Brock Bowers, he's been, I think he's trending towards out, right? Isn't expected to be available. So I'm going to remove him right off the bat. Brock Bowers is out. Mayer is out as well, I believe. So if we look at Las Vegas, tight ends, Mayer is out. So are we looking at Ian Thomas? I wouldn't. He's 25. No. So you've got options there. And going through here, Jake Ferguson, I love that matchup for him against the Jets. I think this is the week we might see Dak put it all together. We'll see. Zach Ertz is in a good spot. I like Dallas Goedert as well. And then defenses. So usually you come down here, I don't want Bengals defense. I don't want the Raiders defense. I don't want the Jets defense. I don't like Miami defense, but I'll keep him there just in case. Broncos defense against Philly, I don't want. I don't even want the algorithm to think about it. I'll put the Bucs in there. Cowboys defense, I don't trust them. Panthers defense, I'm okay with because Hill is out and how bad Miami is. So now I'm going to pause the video because I'm going to rebuild these lineups. It's going to build 5,000 lineups and it might take a minute. So I will pause the video for you. But before I pause it, the keyword of the day, or of the week, I should say, is coffee. Okay, so these are just starting points. I wanted to kind of show you how we do the algorithm, how we read the matchup tool, how we build some lineups. So putting all of that in there, I think stacks you're probably looking for are QB +2. So like a Justin Fields, Breece Hall, and Garrett Wilson. And then on the flip side, if you want to do a bring back like a George Pickens in the same lineup, I get that. That's if you think that's how many points are going to be scored, you think that's the game to target, that's what I would look at. So doing what I did, it gave us 20 quarterbacks, 27 running backs, 55 wide receivers, 26 tight ends. So then you can go through and you can change it up a little bit. You can delete some of them or remove them. But just looking at that, Fields, Hall, Wilson, all makes sense. Chargers defense I'm okay with because Jaden Daniels is coming back off a knee injury, so we don't know if it's going to be affected there. Amon-Ra's in there. Laporte is in there. Jackson. I think all of these could score a touchdown easily this week. Now, again, that's me. But Justin Fields, I love Justin Fields in that one. If we go through here, I did forget to mention, we have 10 spots available. A lifetime pass is normally $500. The first 10 people to email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com, that you want the lifetime pass special, $150. First 10 people to email me, once those passes are done, it's gone. I've never given this lifetime pass for $150 in the 11 years that we've been doing this website. So if you've been on the fence about it, you want to check it out, email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com, say you want the lifetime special for $150. That's what we've got. So you come through here. I love Fields this week. I love Daniel Jones. So if we want to see what he's been paired with Jonathan Taylor, Tyler Warren, love that. You do have the Saints defense, which is a low defense. That's kind of a punt play because they're so cheap. But Michael Carter's in a great spot. Garrett Wilson, JSN, Jamar. I love this matchup here for Daniel Jones. So we'll go through here. Another one that I mentioned that I think maybe puts it all together this week is Dak. So looking at Dak with Ferguson. You could also put Pickens in there. So there he is. So you got Pickens and Ferguson, Saints defense, Jalen Waddle, Gibbs, I think, scores a touchdown. Breece Hall's in a great spot. Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall, I think, both can score a good spot there. And that's what we're talking about. They're stacking this game. You've got Dak with Ferguson and Pickens. You're bringing that back with, you're bringing that back with Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson. So we have 5 guys in that game that could be in a good spot here. So I do like that one. Really liking Dak this week. So what I've added to the cheat sheet, we've got cheat sheets for the main site on FanDuel and DraftKings. We've got cheat sheets for Thursday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football. We've got cheat sheets for we've got our top stacks of the week. I've also added a touchdown app. So we do it for baseball. If you've been with us for baseball, we have the home run bets. Well, this is for touchdown bets. I put 6 players I think we could. I put them all in a parlay. I think it was like, I can't remember the odds of it. But that is kind of what we're looking at there. And kind of, hopefully, is what you guys been expecting. Okay, and so our final segment of the day is Making Bacon. So if you've been with us for baseball, you know what this is. This is our sports betting segment. And hopefully you guys are ready to rock and roll. So what I'm doing is we're going to give you some of the sports bets, and the rest of them will be in our Discord. But what I'm looking at right here, these are our hit rates. 100% hit rates every game this season. So the first 4 games of the season, these are the hit rates that we are looking for. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 40-plus receiving yards. Now, this is an alt line, but he's gotten at least 45 in every single game, back-to-back games of 70-plus. I like him right there. I like Marvin Harrison for 25-plus receiving yards. I think we could probably push it up to 30 or 40, but Marvin Harrison has hit 25 his last 10 games, obviously dating back to last year. Justin Jefferson, 40-plus receiving yards, depending on when you watch this video. It is the London game, so it's early. Sam Laporta, I'm looking at him for about 25 to 30-plus receiving yards in this game. And like I said, in this matchup, I love this matchup against a Cincy defense. I think Laporta goes for 50-plus, but alt line of 40 or of 25. And then Garrett Wilson, 40-plus receiving yards, 10 out of 10 his last games. He's gotten that as well. So then I want to talk about some of the players I think could get touchdowns this week. Okay. So I'm looking at James Cook. Right now, he's minus 205 to have a, this is Sunday night. These are just touchdowns. James Cook is minus 205. I think he gets in there today. Quentin Johnston for the Chargers, plus 170. Scored 4 touchdowns in 4 games. The Commanders have allowed 7 receiving touchdowns in the opening 4 games this year. In a great matchup there. Javonte Williams, minus 130. He scored 3 of 4 games this season. The Jets have allowed the 8th most rushing yards of 130.5 per game. He's in a great spot there. Javonte Williams is used in the red zone tremendously in this first 4 weeks of the year. So I do like the matchup there. Quinton Judkins for the Browns, depending on when you watch this. 100% of red zone carries have gone to him in the past 2 games since he started. The Vikings allowed 2 rushing touchdowns last week. Garrett Wilson plus 130. Like I said, I think he finds the end zone again. He's scored back-to-back touchdowns each week. Amon-Ra St. Brown is minus 105. And then Darren Waller, big game last week coming back. He was out in the news saying he should have a good game here. Watch him to be increased in touches and targets. And now with Tyreek being out, he is in a good spot there as well. And then a couple more. Jahmyr Gibbs, I think he gets in there. Jonathan Taylor, I think he gets in there. Devon Achane gets in there. I think Derrick Henry finally gets back to being Derrick Henry, and we see what he's able to do. So if you look at Henry, now he's 7,000, which is wild to think about because usually he's upper. He had a touchdown or 2 touchdowns in week 1, and everyone's like, oh, he's back. He's got 3 touchdowns total. Then against Cleveland, nothing. Against Detroit, did have a touchdown, but only 50 yards. And then last week against Kansas City in their defense, 42 yards, 16 yards through the air, 7.8 fantasy points. So there you have it. That is your week 5. Hopefully it helps you out. If it did, give this video a like, give it a follow, and subscribe to the channel. Hype the video up if you guys know how to do that. I have no idea how that works, but it would be awesome if you did that. Check out the article all down below and make sure You check out our Sunday Night Football breakdown video, our Monday Night Football breakdown video when it comes out, and our free Discord down below. Let's have a fantastic week 5. Good luck, and as always, bring home some bacon. Peace.